Hi, I'm Mr. Simons, and we're talking about this syllabus dot point about the types of markets: resource, industrial, intermediate, consumer, mass versus niche. When we talk about a resource market, we're talking about the market that involves primary producers, so businesses that are involved in primary production in an economy, so that are extracting raw materials in terms of digging them out of the ground, in terms of harvesting them, in terms of slaughtering them, and that they are essentially finding that raw material that is not transformed. So that's kind of what they're doing in terms of what they might require in terms of their operations. You could think they might require a wide range of capital equipment in order to source those raw materials. If you think about an industrial market, that I like to think about this as a sort of a business to business market. That's what B2B stands for, business to business. So what happens in an industrial market is that a business will buy products that it uses to produce other products. So for example, and this example comes from the textbook, and I'll list the source in the show notes, is that a bakery will buy flour, but it won't consume that flour. It will use that flour to make bread to then sell that to customers. So it's a business buying products to produce other products. That's an industrial market, business to business. If I think about an intermediate market, that what's happening here is that a retailer is selling finished goods for a profit, so that the goods have been fully transformed, turned from their raw materials right to their finished format. So here you might think of a business like Foot Locker selling finished sneakers to consumers, buying them from the companies or wholesalers at a cheaper price, and then marking them up for a profit to customers. And the final, in terms of this market side, is consumers, that are the individuals. And that the way we can think about this is that these individuals they will use the goods or services for their intended purpose. So for example, that a consumer buys a pen to use as a pen, that a consumer might buy flour to consume the flour in terms of their own making bread and cakes and things. But that's not going to be on-sold like in terms of this B2B market. They're going to consume that flour, have that product, and that will be done. Whereas the bakery is going to use that flour to make bread and then selling that as their product. So that's how those kind of things break down: the resource, primary producers, industrial, business to business; intermediate, the retailers selling to consumers, and then consumers buying the product and then using it as it was intended. If I come over here in terms of this mass versus niche characterization, let's put this over here, that if I look at a mass market, this is where one product is sold to many consumers. Now, it's unlikely that one product is sold to every consumer, but a way to think about a mass market is that this single product is being sold to a lot of people, hence the term mass. If I look at a niche market or a niche market in America, what we're saying here is that we have one product that is sold to a narrowly selected target market. So here, one product sold to a lot of people, one product sold to a much smaller number of people. And it's not saying one is better than the other, that it's just saying that these are different approaches to markets and that they will apply to different products and services. So that's a look at this syllabus dot point. If you've got any questions or issues, just put them in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.